Let's take a break from modeling and talk about basic 2D detailing. In Revit, contrary to what I may have been saying, you can draft in 2D. Okay, sometimes you just have to, but that's okay. We're going to investigate how to safely do this. In this video, we're going to explore how to create a drafting view from scratch and start using our annotation tools to create a detail. Revit does have a pretty nice library of 2D detail components to choose from, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we need to do is create a drafting view. Go to the View tab. On the Create panel, click the Drafting View button. For the name, in all caps, let's call it Curb Detail. We can keep the scale at 1.5 inches equals a foot. We can always go back and change it later. Click OK. Now here we are with a blank slate. The next thing we need to do is go to the Annotate tab. On the Annotate tab, you're going to find all of our detailing tools. Let's just start drawing some lines. On the Detail panel, click the Detail Line button. On the Line Style panel, notice that we have a drop-down. Medium lines, MEP hidden, thin, and wide. Let's click wide. Let's click the Rectangle button. Let's just draw a rectangle about 2 feet high and about 10 feet long. Then hit Escape a couple times. Zoom in on your detail. See, we have a rectangle, just like CAD. Right-click on the leftmost line and create similar. This time, instead of wide lines, let's go with thin lines. On the Draw panel, click your Pick Lines button. Let's give it an offset of 6 inches. Let's repeat that down here. Let's hit Escape a couple times. Right-click on the bottommost line and create similar. On the Draw panel, click your Pick Lines button. Let's switch to thin lines. Let's offset it 6 inches. Let's offset a line up. Notice that when we come into this line, you can see an alignment line that shows up. When I hover over this line and you see your alignment line going straight up, that's where your next line is going to be. Go ahead and pick this line going straight up. Hit Escape a couple times. Go to the Modify tab. On the Modify panel, click the Trim Extend to Corner button. We want to clean up this corner and this corner. To do that, we're going to select the lines that we want to keep. So pick this line, and then this line, and then this line, and then hit Escape a couple times. Next thing we're going to do is zoom in on this area here. We're going to offset a hidden line in. On the Annotate tab, click Detail Line, hit the drop down. Let's go to MEP Hidden. On the Draw panel, click your Pick Lines button. Let's offset that 1 inch. Hit Escape a couple times. Now let's bring in a detail component, shall we? On the Detail panel, click the Component button. On the Mode panel, click Load Family. You always want detail items. Let's go to Division 5 Metals. Let's go to Common Work Results for Metals, Metal Fastenings. Notice that we have an array of different metal fastenings. Let's grab A325 bolts side. I'm going to place my bolt right here. I'm going to hit Escape. I'm going to select this side of the bolt, zoom in, and I'm going to grab my little grip. I'm going to drag it out until I hit the inside face. I'm going to hit Escape. Zoom out. Select your bolt. Click your Copy button. Zoom in, pick a base point, and copy it down about a foot. Hit Escape a couple times. Zoom back out. Holding the Control key, select both bolts. On your Modify panel, click the Mirror Draw Axis button. Click a midpoint of this line and move your cursor straight up and pick the second point. Hit Escape a couple times, and you've successfully mirrored your bolts to the other side. One last thing we're going to do is trim out this line in the middle. On the Modify tab, click the Split Element button. On the Options toolbar, click on Delete Inner Segment. Zoom into the side and hover over the horizontal line and pick it. Zoom into this side, hover over the horizontal line and pick it. Hit Escape a couple times. Now you see that you can separate yourself from the model and just simply draft. Remember though, this is only for typical details and drafting of that nature. It does not replace actual sections of the model.